charged with I watched this dude change his life, man.
Just growing up being a silly kid with my brother, just wanted to be a different kid and have fun, make my mom, my grandma proud, stay out their way. For the news, the music videos, actually being in motion pictures, just wanted to think outside the box and be different than everybody else. For the fans and the supporters, wanted to build my own brand.
Being a barber, he's one of the most inspirational people I've known. The man runs marathons, he raises great kids, he gives the young homies advice.
No problem, I shall transform your hair, create a masterpiece. I am an artiste with a pair of scissors.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
Fresh from the barbershop, flopping the beauty salon.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
I got a show where you can listen and view.
My new cuts got him talking at the
Bringing
barbershop.
barbers and stylists together with the ScissorSalute.
My new cuts got him talking at the barbershop.
One cut, two cut, three cut, four.
Nails done, hair done, everything did. Nails done, hair done, everything did. Oh, you fancy.
Spending hours in salons on your hairstyle.
For the Lord protects his barbers and he makes the stubble grow.
Scissor!
Salute! Salute!
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us once again. Welcome to the ScissorSalute show. I am Yvette, Blades and Blush. We're filling in for Eli today. He couldn't make it. And with me co-hosting today
is Harry Houdini. That's right. I am filling in for Eli. So wherever you are, brother, I'm representing you. So ScissorSalute to you wherever you are. Welcome, everyone who's tuning in right now. I'm happy to be here. I got two great people that are right next to me. One who was a surprise, so I'm great that she's here, Danielle. And it's just an honor and a pleasure to be here. So welcome, you guys. What do we have in store for today?
Just a quick recap of last week. We had with us, actually came through in the clutch. Shout out to Dennis, and he's a Black Jesse James.
Hold on, what did you just say? Did you say shout out?
No, ScissorSalute.
I'm representing for you, Eli. I got you, brother. That's okay.
ScissorSalute. Sorry, I said shout out. My bad. ScissorSalute.
Right. Gotta keep that culture.
To Dennis at Black Jesse James. That's BLAK Jesse James. Barbara had canceled last week, so he came through last minute, and he was great. So thank you for him for coming out. And we also had calling in. Babyless educator, Maestro's classic barber, Van Campbell, and that was at Van de Goat.
Van de Goat.
Yep. He was also great guest. Thank you for calling in. And then we also had Cold Cuts from Maryland, Cold Cuts _DV _barber.
I love that name.
Cold Cuts?
Yes.
Calling in
cool.
as well. Yeah, that's a dope name for a barber. So this week, who do we have?
Well, this week showcasing from Casper's Cuts, located in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. We have Sierra. Am I pronouncing that right? Sierra. So, and that's at Braided by C. That's on their IG address. And we're gonna have calling in from Maestro's headquarters, located in Bristol, Pennsylvania. We have Antonino, right? Antonino.
Antonio.
Antonio.
Antonino. It does say Antonino.
Antonino Lombardi. That's IG is at Nino the Nice. And lastly, we're gonna have We'll have a financial segment from Dante Stevenson. He's gonna be talking about some great things. So I'm interested in listening to him about how we can improve ourselves financially as barbers and stylists. And his Instagram is at Dante _financial. So I hate myself in the background here. That's kind of cool. There's a little delay, which is cool.
Danielle, you brought a couple of people.
And Danielle brought somebody. That's right.
Yes.
Who did you bring?
Last minute, we were able to get together Sandy from the Perfect Cuts in Seaford.
That's my girl.
Seaford, Long Island.
Yes, salon owner, awesome lady. She's going to be doing a haircut on her son today. And then we also have a freelance microblader, Nicole Morris, which is really exciting.
Have you done it yet?
I just did it today.
Stop it.
What do you think?
It looks good.
It does, right?
Look good. It
It's
looks
so
good.
natural.
It doesn't even look right. It looks natural because I know the first couple of days it kind of looks really heavy, but yours looks natural.
And I was able to put my makeup on without it being, it's not swollen or red or anything like that. It looks, everybody.
They did a good job.
Be honest, girl.
It definitely stings. And I have tattoos. So like I'm used to that pain, but
it's different on the face.
It's different on the face, and honestly, the sound effects probably are the worst part about it because you kind of hear it as it's happening. But beauty is pain.
Right.
Beauty is pain, right? Pain is beauty. That's right.
How long did it take?
About an hour. So yeah,
that's not so bad. That's not so
but
bad.
you know what? We were like vibing and having a conversation throughout. So you know, it's not 1 hour of intense microblading. It's we take a break, we check it out, and she's really good with being sensitive to whatever your needs are. So that was really exciting because I was kind of scared.
And Nicole did this.
Nicole did it.
Okay,
she is in the house, right?
She's in the house tonight,
That's right.
and she's going to be doing it on a guest that we have as well. So we'll be able to see it live in action.
Oh, cool! I'm excited.
Wait.
I've never seen it done. So, Harry, what have you been up to?
Oh,
last time
my
I saw
goodness.
You was like, when did we host?
That's
like
a loaded
July?
question, probably. For
right.
It was. I do remember. I recall this. It was No Shave November. So right around November was the last time I showcased here.
That's your favorite month,
that was
isn't it?
November.
I do like that month.
You love that month.
I do like that month, but sometimes I don't like that month. I like the month be for the people who want to take care of their beard. Some people feel like it's just their month to just let it go.
Trim,
you know what I mean?
Yes, guys, don't let it go, please. Maintain it, even when you're growing it out.
It's all about maintaining it. So I like that month. I try to go into really educating people about, yes, you can grow your beard, but it's important to maintain it. How to maintain it.
Right.
So that was the last time I was here. I did a segment on a guy with a really big beard. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had a really big beard, and it was really like just all over the place. So it was nice to be able to kind of do it before and after.
It was a transformation.
It really was a great transformation. So that was the last time I had the opportunity to be here. I was showcasing today. I'm actually kind of changing hats here, and I'm actually filling in for Eli, who usually hosts right here. So it's really great. But I've been really busy. I've been doing a lot of hair education lately. It's I've had some time off only because the new year's here.
Yeah.
And so now, starting in February, I'm really gonna start revamping the education and doing a lot of barberology classes for Babyliss Pro. So I'm excited to do that. In fact, I have a class that's coming up this week that I'd like to share where it's gonna be.
So awesome. To that.
So, but before we go into that, let's pass it over to you, girl. What you been up to?
Another loaded question. What haven't I been doing? Oh my goodness. It's been 2017 was a full year.
In a good way.
In a great way. I was here, actually it's my anniversary because the last time I was here was a year ago. So ScissorSalute, because this show definitely opened up a lot of opportunity for me. I went on a crazy physical journey after I filmed the show. Seeing myself on camera kind of pushed me into the direction of wanting to take care of myself as much as I take care of my clients. So that was a big deal for me. And, I went back to school and became certified as a yoga instructor and kind of incorporated my spirituality into my hair business, which has been pretty crazy. And, my clients, God bless them, they absolutely take care of me and really push me to pass my boundaries that I probably wouldn't do if not encouraged by them. So it's been a real packed year of just education and, exploring new things and bringing stuff to the table that I wouldn't have done without the show.
Salute to that.
Salute to the ScissorSalute.
Changing lives.
That's it. One stylist at a time.
That's funny.
Oh, we have Sandy and her son. He's so adorable.
Yes, that's David. And she actually did his highlights today, I know for a fact. So that is also her color as well as her cut going on. And I'm excited to see what this is going to look like because it looks like a pretty fun modern cut. What do you think, Harry?
Yeah.
I mean, I see some disconnection there. I see he has a lot of hair. That's one thing that on the top there. So, eliminating some of the hair on the sides definitely will make it a lot easier for him to, tame that. But
tame that mane.
He tamed that mane. So he's got fresh highlights, you said, in there?
Yes.
He just got his highlights done right before the show.
I saw the foils. The picture was sent to me.
Right. And for 2000.
You can see that right to the root. Look at it.
That's so funny. She did a good job there. Looks really good, right down to the root.
Nice.
Perfect, perfect. So, you know, I did overhear, did I overhear that she's going to be using 2 different clippers? Because you know me, I'm a tool person. So I want to know the science behind the reason why she's using that.
What are those Osters? That's
that
a
looks
76,
like yep,
right?
that's an Oster 76er.
Nice.
Very good for removing bulk. You know, not the best fading clipper, but
What do you
it's
prefer
great
to fade with?
you know, I have some favorites. I just posted a clipper, one of my favorite clippers, on my Facebook page. The one that I do like is my favorite is going to be the FX 880 by Babyliss Pro. I do like that clipper for the simple reason that it just has high torque. So it's got torque. That clipper right there she's using has torque, but it doesn't have fast blade speed. You could almost see the blades moving back and forth. The FX 880 has very fast blade speed and it has torque.
So it has both.
Best of both
so you
worlds.
can fade with it and take the bulk out with
Right.
it.
You can let her answer because she's mic'd up on why she's using 2 clippers.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So she's probably listening to us. You heard the question that we asked. If you didn't, we were going to ask why. There's a reason why you're using 2 clippers, and can you share that with us?
Yep, we can hear you.
With Asperger's and autism comes a lot of sensory issues. So with David, if we go right into the Oster, just the sound of it is too much and the feel of the metal. So we work him into the haircut a little bit by using a wall. I use the wireless clipper one, just because it works him into the sensation of being able to handle the buzzer so that it doesn't hurt his ears so much and it doesn't scratch his head so much. So that's part and part. That's the reason why I find it works best for David to be able to handle a haircut and sit like this, because David used to not be able to sit like this for a haircut. It was quite difficult for him, and it had to do with all the sensory issues that comes with being on the spectrum.
All right, so for those that didn't hear our question, just in case you didn't, the question that we asked, her name is?
Sandy from The Perfect Cut, yep.
Sandy, the question we asked her was, what was the reason why she uses 2 different clippers? And she just gave us the answer. So just in case you didn't hear her a little while ago, that was the question that we asked.
Try it out. There you go, buddy. Lean forward just a little bit for me, pal. Thanks.
So now you mentioned something about sensory. So you're saying the vibration, is that what you mean when you say sensitivity to sensory?
Part of it's the vibration, part of it's the feel of the buzzer. A big part of it is the sound.
Okay, the sounds. Okay,
For David, when you use a metal buzzer on him, the metal attachments from the Astra 7.6, it gives I feel that the 7.6 gives a better cut, gives a smoother cut. But the sound of the Oster is too much right away for him. So the wall magic, I find, is a little bit easier for him to handle to start with. So we start with that, and then we go down up to the 7.6 to get that bulk out.
Interesting. So now, would you recommend that for someone who also has this similar, who has the similar issue? Would you recommend that system to them, or do you think this system that you have can work for other people with his type of?
I think a lot of I think it's based on each person's sensory needs, because any child on the spectrum, they all have different issues. So for David, for both of my boys, I have one more higher functioning than the next. David is my higher functioning one. My other guy is a little more challenging. So when he gets his haircut, he has to hold his ears. And it doesn't matter what buzzer we use, he just can't handle the sensory pressure of getting a haircut. The sound is too much. I would definitely suggest starting with something less noisy for anyone who has sensory issues, and working them in and explaining to them as you go what you're doing next. Because when they know what's coming, it's easier for them to expect it.
That's great information.
Sandy, so you refreshed his highlights, and you said which number did you use for his highlights?
So because we did them at home, I used 40 volume Blondor.
Ooh,
I used
girl.
the Blondor with 40 volume. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because we didn't have a dryer at home. So I said, just to speed the process up, since we were coming here on the fly, I went ahead and I used 40 volume because I just felt like it would just move the process up a little bit faster. And
How long did you let it sit?
so he processed for about 30 minutes, I would say.
Okay.
About 30 minutes, no heat. This is all on its own. This is no toner either.
The hair integrity looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes, and also because it's a shorter cut, kept shorter, you can kind of get away with using a higher developer on occasion, being that you're gonna cut the ends off and keep them nice and strong.
Correct. But I also did not overlap. We only touched up his roots.
And that's super important
So there
because
was
that's where the
no
overprocessing
overlapping
happens.
So right now when I'm cutting David's hair, if you notice I'm not using my fingers, I'm just pulling it down. Because David has very curly hair, believe it or not. And I don't want to pull and put any tension on his hair because it'll pop up. So what I'll do is after I'm done cutting this, I'm actually going to put a little bit of Brazilian in his hair just to help with some of the control of his curl. And then I'll freshen up his line here on the bottom after it's all blown out.
Okay, now a question on that Brazilian. Is it the Brazilian blowout brand or is it
Yes,
just?
I'm sorry. Yes, it's the Brazilian blowout brand.
Okay, and you find that it reduces the wave?
Totally reduces the wave 100%.
By
Now,
how
I
much
don't
of a
always
percent?
flat iron his hair to activate it.
Uh-huh.
I do it every other time. So last time we did a little Brazilian in David's hair, we used the flat iron to activate it. And I find that if I do that too much, then it's too flat to his head. So every other haircut, I put some with flat iron. And then the next haircut, like today, what I'll do is I'll just put it in his hair and we'll just blow dry it. And it helps actually hold longer. You're doing a great job, buddy.
So that product, you're able to do the chemical service of the color and the Brazilian in the same day?
Yes, absolutely. It actually helps repair any damage that's been done to the hair.
Nice.
And it actually, when I blow dry his hair, you'll see he has an amazing shine in his hair. And I attribute a lot of that to using all nothing but good products. So I strictly use Wella when it comes to highlights, lowlights, and toners. And then, so any damage that's been done to the hair, the Brazilian actually helps repair any of those bonds that have been broken. But it is a temporary fix. It's not like Olaplex. It's not like a 100% repair.
Interesting.
Danielle, you're a color specialist too, right?
I was just gonna say, I'm a Wella girl myself when it comes to especially toners. T18 and T14 are my go-to, especially for blondes. My
I'm
favorite.
a big 80903 kind of a girl.
Okay.
With the KP. Those are my favorites. So yeah, it's nice to know
That's that
somebody else knows.
cosmetology talk.
I'm a color
I
charm
don't
kind
know
of
about
guy.
Oh.
I'm only kidding.
That's why Harry and I parted ways.
I'm only kidding. No, I'm only kidding. Rusk. We're gonna recommend Rusk. I have to stand behind Rusk. I work for their sister
Did you
brand.
take cosmetology courses too?
Yes, I did. I graduated from Brittany Beauty School in Levittown.
ScissorSalute to Brittany.
Yes, I will be doing a class actually for their students tomorrow night at 7:30.
Look at you. You've
Yeah.
got
Yeah, you're
classes
just teaching
all over
everybody.
the place.
Yeah, so I'll be moving pretty much around. And you know what? Real quick, if I can just plug this, I'd like to plug in my my class that I'll be doing on Monday. Is that possible?
Okay, buddy, I'm gonna do your front here, okay?
All right. So Eric, is he gonna stay panned down to them or? Okay. All right. So guys, listen up. I figured you could pan back, but yeah, it's fine.
Okay?
Now, as far as color is concerned, is there a class that you can take versus having to go through cosmetology? Because with barbering, I like to offer color services too, so how does that work?
Interesting. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I believe it is important to take classes in school. Is it necessary? Because, you know, Redken had a great class. It was a, what was the name of that Redken class, man? It was a 101 class that really broke it down in depth as far as allowing you to understand the theory of color and really go into it. Do you necessarily have to go to cosmetology school to learn color? What would you say on that?
Well, if you're asking me, you know, my opinion is
No.
the same way that you really should go to barbering school to use a straight razor is the same way that you should go to cosmetology school to learn about color, because there's a lot more to know than just, in my opinion, what you would learn in a 101 class I don't know how long that class is or what it entails, but chemical services is a tricky thing that is different on every person. And because you're putting chemical directly on the skin, you really want to know everything you can know about it before you attempt to do that.
And it's more in depth. You get not only get to learn, but you also get to go out on the floor and make your mistakes when you can't really do that. You know what I mean? With a mannequin, they allow you to work on real life people. You know, so I think that's important also. You're not going to get that in a one-on-one class. Can you learn? Can you learn? Absolutely. But definitely, I would recommend still going to school.
Yeah, because like a lot of states have dual programs where you have to take cosmetology and barbering, but New York is not one of them. You can take a 500-hour class and not have to take cosmetology. But I know certain states, like you need at least 1,000, and it's combined.
Right, because there's no reciprocity, meaning we really cannot transfer our license to almost anywhere because we require the least amount of hours, unfortunately, in New York.
Crazy.
It is, and it's interesting that why would it be different from state to state?
Right.
You know, like everybody's skin is going to be kind of
affected.
Yeah, so I don't understand why that would be, but you know, I think, you know, the more education, the better, you know, and if you're going to get a second license or a second certification, you know, more power to you.
Absolutely. Education is going to be key, and learning it from the beginning stages is going to be the best, I think. You know, I think cosmetology school is so important to learn color, because that's where you can really make mistakes and get good. You know, I think without that, it's really hard, because I have to say that I went to cosmetology school and I decided to go more into the cutting, and I skipped kind of color, but I felt when I got out, I was a little weaker because I really didn't make the mistakes and I was making the mistakes in the salon, which took me longer to get better at.
I witnessed some of that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Throw me under the bus there. That's funny. Hey, listen.
You guys worked together at some point?
We did work together, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we worked
Harry
together.
was the first person that I rented from when he had lush hair in Wandsworth. And we were together for 1.5 years and learned a lot from each other. So it was fun. I made many mistakes too, and you know, we always had each other's back. So it was a great stepping stone, I think, for the both of us.
So it was kind of like a reunion tonight.
It is. That's why I was so excited when I walked in.
It was good, yeah.
But your color, who does your color? Because it is.
I think she does her own color,
So
man.
if I can recruit someone to help me with my color, I certainly will. Usually I wind up doing it on my own, because when I do my own color, it's kind of me experimenting on myself, just to see how things will lift out or how they'll deposit, how long it'll stay, so that when I'm advising my clients, I can guide them in a better direction because I've experienced it on myself by myself. So you know, I love getting help though. Yeah, you know, my hair was green and blue for most of 2017, and it took me a long time to figure out what direction to go from there, because green and blue are hard colors to work with when you want to remove them. So I actually had my girl Style by Nicole help me with my roots, and then whoever I have do my color, if they help me, I just tell them what I want, and I make sure that I use someone that's going to actually listen to me. And then it kind of just goes from there. So this is a faded out version of my color that I did between Christmas and New Year's. I used, if anybody's interested, Clairol High Lift Magenta on my root, and I pulled it through the blue and the green parts and kind of left some out, so this way I had depth and dimension, and this is what's left over after about 5 weeks.
Yeah, perfect.
So
it's perfectly.
yeah, it's
I like
a mermaid.
It's just but you know what it is? It's perfectly oxidized. You know, where I feel like this is where I really like color to be, right where it is right now. So
yeah, I won't touch it for a little bit, but I actually want to see if I can get Sandy to do my highlights. So maybe we can make that happen.
Sandy, if you're listening. All right, so guys, I want to share this with you for anybody who's looking for barbering education. How's your men's cutting is good?
I can always be better.
Okay, that's all right. So maybe we have to do a little refresher course.
That would be nice. I would love that.
We should do that. I do classes every Wednesday night.
I want to come.
Yeah,
she wants to come.
I want to learn how to use the
funny.
razor, straight razor.
Yes, that's what I need.
Everybody wants to learn the straight razor.
Really?
That's too funny.
That's comfortable.
That's too funny. Everybody wants to know. Well, listen up, guys. For those that want to know about a class that I'm going to be doing, this class is recommended for any level of barber or stylist that want to gain knowledge and practice fading, tapering, blending, clipper over comb, and how to create those nice clean edges, those nice clean lineups. All right, it's called Confidence with Your Clippers. This is a barberology class. All right, this is a Babyless Pro class that's going to be happening Monday, February 5th. Okay, this is going to be located in Nanuet. All right, New York. The address is 25. Oh my God, the address is 250 West Route 59, Nanuet, New York. The number to call to get your ticket, this is a $45 ticket you have to purchase for this class. I think there's still a few tickets that still remain, but there's limited seating, so you gotta call as soon as possible. The number there is gonna be area code 845-507-0093. How's that sound?
Is this upstate New York? That sounds good.
Yeah,
You know, it's going to be, I believe, it's bordering,
It's Rockland County.
it's like Rockland County,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
It's right about where the Tappan Zee Bridge used to be. It's not the Tappan Zee Bridge anymore. It's the John of Cuomo. Not the John of Cuomo. What is it? Come on, guys. The Cuomo Bridge, the new bridge that they just...
that bridge.
The former Tappan Zee Bridge.
The former Tappan Zee Bridge, yes. Yes.
How long is the class?
The class is going to be from 9 to 12.
So 3 hours.
So
That's great. And
3 hours.
$45
That's
is an
not
amazing
bad, yeah,
price.
that's
$45,
really
and
good.
wait, and it gets even better. You get
There's more.
You receive a $20 coupon, okay, for your clipper of choice. So if you decide that you have something antiquated, old school that you want to upgrade, you get the opportunity
Your
to
Babyless
purchase
clipper.
something.
It has to be
It has to be a Babyless
Okay.
Pro clipper. Yes.
Great. That
So-
sounds
Sis,
great.
salute to
So
that.
hope to see you guys there. Okay, make sure you get your tickets. I'm not sure how many are still. I just got the email today that my class in East Brunswick is sold out.
Oh,
So,
sis, salute
and
to
that's
that.
for the following week. So I'm happy about that. But
You're busy.
Salute and barberology. Education is the key.
Are you in the shop
right.
at all, or you're not?
Yes, I am in the. I am in the shop. I still do clientele, but I've been moving over to doing a little bit more of mobile work. I've gotten my hands on a few. I call them my high-profile clients
Handsome.
that are willing to pay a lot of money for my service. So I've been kind of developing a little bit of a clientele on the side that's willing to pay my price.
That's
You
always
know?
a good thing.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
awesome.
pretty cool. So right now I have about 4 of them. I'm looking to grow from there. We'll see what happens.
Do you travel to them, or you?
I
have
do
them
travel
come
to
in?
them.
Okay.
I do travel to them. Right now, currently, I'm charging them $200 for a haircut, and they have no problem paying it. So I mean, I'm learning there is a different culture of people out there that have the money that that they don't want to wait 3 hours in a barber shop.
Yeah,
You know,
and convenience is key.
and
these
convenience
days.
is definitely key for these guys that are busy. Always doing who knows business business things. They don't want to be bothered or with waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and your
So-
guys definitely were waiting in your salon because you were spending like 45 minutes flipping those scissors up in the air.
Throw me in the bus over here.
Shadies.
That is too funny. And I'm by appointment only, okay? So now what I've done is, for the 2018, I've adjusted my prices a little bit, and I've given more time for the services that really, that people really care about. But in extending my time, I've also increased my price. So the people that really want that service, they have to be willing to pay for it.
Right.
That's just the way it is now. And working for the Art of Shaving helped me understand that culture, and that that there are people that are willing to pay a lot more for the service I was only charging a certain amount for.
Yeah, because you have to definitely build up some confidence to be able to ask prices at that number. So they must have really geared you up towards that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think a lot of it started off with I had one specific client that would give me a shout out. Hey, listen, this guy does my hair. He's amazing. And from there, one little seed came out of that.
Yeah,
And from
word
that
of mouth.
seed, there were 2 more seeds that came out of that. And these are high profile seeds, So,
At that price, you only need like 8 seeds.
hey, listen, let me tell you, that's what I was thinking. I could do 2 or 3 services a day, and
That's
the rest of
it.
the day is mine, So,
That's it. Good for you.
That's
And
the
you're
key.
worth it because I've never seen a better barber, honestly.
yeah,
Oh,
so,
wow.
that's great to hear. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very, very good.
Hopefully you can shave the side of my head again soon. 'Cause I miss it.
That's too funny. That's funny.
Do you use a booking app now?
I do use a booking app. My booking app is Booksy. I do.
You use Booksy
I've been
too,
using
okay.
Booksy for about 2 years now. I like it. It's very easy, simple. I mean, and it takes a lot of stress off my hands. I've tried to promote it to other people, but some people are just very stubborn, old school. They want to still write it, pen and paper. But it really eliminates a lot of extra work. I get people booking 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it really
And they're
makes it a
not
lot
calling you.
convenient. Yeah, right. So I'm not, I don't have to pick up my phone during a service to take an appointment. So
Right.
it really alleviates a lot more work, that I used to have to do with the texting, getting back to them.
Right.
It really adds a lot. But there are a lot of good other, booking apps. I just use this one, and I totally recommend that if you're interested in really making your business a little smoother. Are you using a booking app?
I have an assistant that helps me do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And my services are geared a little different just because different people take different amounts of times. So I can't really just give someone an hour and a half slot for a retouch, because if they're a 45-minute blowout versus a 20-minute blowout, I can overlap and book differently for each person. So for me, I'd rather have a person help me keep track of everything than just an app, because your appointments would be booked differently than mine. So I think it would work better for like a barber that, like my haircut pretty much takes between this time and this time. I have an hour block here, a half hour block there. For me, sometimes people take me an hour and a half. Sometimes they take me 2.5 hours. Sometimes they take me 4.
Depends on the amount of hair.
Yeah,
So-
it depends on what I'm doing, what the service is that I'm providing, and how much hair they have.
So you don't book for a certain slot at all? You just don't book for a certain amount of time at all?
Well, she gets her client that she knows, and she books them according to how much time they take.
Right, and then I'll overlap them accordingly. So in other words, if I know that it takes me 20 minutes to pop in highlights, I'll book the next client on the half hour.
Okay.
But if I know that it takes me 45 minutes to put in a full head of highlights, then I'll book the next client in on the hour while they're processing.
So that they're not waiting long.
So every day is different, and I don't ever want anybody waiting or people
Right.
overlapping in the wrong way. So I really try to delegate that only to myself, because no one else is going to know my clients like me. They're not going to know how much hair someone has or how long something takes me.
Right.
But does Booksy have like a monthly fee?
They do have a monthly fee. I believe it's
$50 a month, I think.
Am I paying? Is that how much I'm paying?
I don't know how much you're
I thought
paying.
it
You
was
might
twen-
have
I
a
thought it was-
special discount.
I thought it was $25.
No, it's not 25.
It's not 25. You sure?
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I
I
signed-
mean,
check
unless,
those books,
you know
Harry.
I
what?
signed up for the 25.
Unless they have different packages, they may.
Well, you know what? I signed up 2 years ago. Maybe they increased me, and I didn't even know. But for the most
That's
part,
when you know you're getting money, Harry.
Yeah.
When you're
That's
not,
it. He's
when
not
you're
even paying attention
worrying
to how
about
it's going
it.
out.
the last time I looked, it was 25. But you know what? I'll double check, and then we'll see what happens from there. But if it's $50, I'm
I know
willing
when
to
I
pay.
It's still
spend
worth it,
$1.
especially
Yeah.
when you have $200 clients.
Well, those clients I book on my own. They don't go through books.
But they
They
pay
call
for
you?
the service for the other clients, basically.
Right. No,
so
that-
it all works
definitely-
out.
It definitely is worth it. $50, I have no problem, because getting an assistant to do the work, this type of work, would cost me more.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I look at it that way, and it just makes my life a lot easier. And now what I want to tell you also is that it's possible that you can adjust if you see your client makes an appointment for a certain type of service, and they take a little longer, you go right in, extend them a little bit, move them around. It's easy to do. So it's not. I know it's a little hard for you to think about it, but it's possible you can do it that way. So it's something to think about in the future. That's all.
Yeah.
So
Sandy is blowing
she is
the
blowing
little guy out now.
David. Sandy is blowing David out with a round brush.
She said his hair is curly. You wouldn't even be able to tell because his hair is
Looks like
really
he's got pin straight hair. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Right. And
know?
she's right, it is really shiny, which I guess is the result of the, yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting to see. Are you still using your Brazilian or your keratin treatment?
I use Rejuvenol.
Are you still using it?
Yes.
Okay, wow, great.
Yep.
That's similar. So the Rejuvenol is pretty similar to the Brazilian blowout.
I honestly couldn't say because I've never used anything other than the Rejuvenol. It's the type of product for me that I found out when I worked in Manhattan in a Paul Mitchell salon, and it created amazing results. The clients, it speaks for itself. My clients come back for their keratins religiously. So for me, I found that product worked for me. It's, the most bond building in regards of putting protein back in the hair. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is my philosophy. I like where the price point is, where I can offer it to my clients. And, I've never honestly experimented with another product. So I could not honestly tell you how it compares to what Sandy uses.
How often do you have to reapply a keratin treatment?
It really depends on the person. There's a lot of variables involved in that. The person's, maintenance at home definitely plays a huge factor. If they're washing their hair with hot water and opening up the cuticle and exposing the product and letting it leak out, that's going to matter. If they're not using sulfate-free shampoo and they're washing with something that's going to strip it, that's going to matter. If they're using products in their hair that contain a lot of alcohol, or they're buying it from the drugstore and it happens to be expired and they don't know, that's going to also strip the product out as well.
Wait, products have expiration dates?
Yes, they do. So it's a very interesting thing. I always encourage my clients to buy through me because I know that what I'm getting is coming straight from the distributor, and it's going to be the freshest. It's also going to be kept at a temperature that's not going to compromise it. So, when you're buying things from Amazon or you're buying things from the drugstore, I always tell people if it has an extra UPC, the barcode scanning label on it, if it has an extra one on top of the original existing one, it's probably expired. And that's why it's on there, because the original one doesn't work anymore. When brands like Paul Mitchell and I believe Redken, are sold in the drugstore, what happens is they're purchased through a distributor that goes to salons and buys expired products. They slap another UPC on and then they resell it in the drugstores. So that's why brands like Paul Mitchell that are supposed to be exclusive to salons only are even carried in the drugstore or Walmart or other places like that. So, people really have to be careful to make sure that what they're buying is a fresh product that hasn't been sitting in a warehouse, in heat, in cold, and compromised because of, the way that it's been kept.
But it doesn't have a date on it, though, because I've never seen...
It's like anything else, usually makeup and stuff, after 6 months, you want to throw it out, especially if you keep it in the bathroom where the temperature control is not regulated because of the shower and stuff like that. Anytime that it's in the sun, it's in heat, it's in steam, or severe cold, it's going to change the molecular structure of the product. So you really have to be careful with how you even keep your products and store them, because that will change and compromise the molecular structure and therefore how it works in your hair.
Right. Those are called diversions. That's what they're called. And there's a shampoo conditioner that I really like because as I get a little bit older, my hair is thinning, and they do have an expiration. That's the DS Laboratory. I don't know if you know about the DS Labs. They do put an expiration date, and just recently, they've changed the packaging only because they have been a lot of sales on Amazon and eBay. And it only lasts, I think the expiration is about a year, but they put the expiration on there because the ingredients are time sensitive. So definitely what Danielle's saying is very, very important. Very important when, considering, purchasing through a professional salon, and be careful with the diverted products, because you could be purchasing, who knows, you could even be purchasing fake products.
Right.
Wow.
I had one person in particular buy a product from the drugstore that was the same as what I had in the salon, and after one use stripped out her keratin, and she said afterwards, I should have known better because it smelled different and it looked different. The texture of it felt different, but I just thought because I bought it in the drugstore it was fine, and the next thing you know, her keratin was compromised because of it.
So in other words, they have bootleg products.
Yeah, and there's also misrepresented products. Also, you'll see that especially with the sulfate-free shampoos, you'll find that it says sulfate-free, but when you really do look at the ingredients, you'll see
there's
sulfate in there. So you got to be really careful. So what I usually tell the client is, I tell them you have access to your own products, but I usually tell them to make sure that they look at the ingredients before purchasing, even if it says sulfate free. So very, very important. So we have somebody calling in.
So basically, I think the best way to be safe is just to get it from a professional instead of trying to buy your own products.
I agree, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to guarantee that, again, if a product is sitting in a warehouse or back of a truck for 3-4 months in extreme heat before it's even put into the store, and then it sits on the shelf for another 2 months before you even buy it, that is not the freshest product out there. So at least you know when you're buying it through a professional that's buying it from a store where you need a license, it's fresh, it's legit.
It's
and
authentic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's authentic. Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely want, that's really the key. I mean, I've even heard of stories where, you know, there's companies out there that are purchasing the bottles lookalikes, getting the logo, slapping it on, and putting in something else as well. So you got to be really, really careful.
Yeah.
Definitely something to consider when you're purchasing high quality, professional, you know, styling products and shampoos and conditioners.
Right, and dialing it back to the question that all of that stuff will, you know, determine how long a chemical service, even color, is going to last in your hair.
Okay.
So, you know, it's different for every person. I have some people that get keratin treatments every 4, 5, 6 months. I have some people that just get it once a year. It also depends on what level of strength you're using on them and what result they're looking for. Some people just like it in the summertime to, you know, take away the frizz.
Right.
Other people want it for, you know, a specific look. So they want to make sure that they're keeping it maintained more frequently. You know, I really cater to my clients individually because everybody's needs, everybody's budget is all different.
Different, right?
Absolutely. But if you want quality, you got to go purchase quality. Really, that's the key. You know, I always tell my clients, even for my clients that are experiencing hair loss, I'm like, you know, what type of, you know, shampoo are you using? And usually it's something that's maybe 99 cents.
What do you suggest for hair loss?
There's a couple of things. I mean, first of all, I would recommend something that's high quality, a salon professional brand. Aquash has some really, really great products for your hair. You can go with Rusk. Rusk has some great shampoo conditioners. There are a lot of good quality companies out there that have good quality shampoo conditioners. The one that I like that specifically
We have a call.
works. All right, we'll come back to that. Who do we have calling in?
This should be
Antonino?
Nino. Yep, Antonino. Are we saying your name right?
Hey,
ScissorSalute.
Antonino, you're on the air.
Hey guys, what's up? Good
ScissorSalute.
evening, ScissorSalute, Antonino Lombardi.
It is Antonino. Okay.
Cool. What's
Thank
up,
you for clearing that up.
I'm just trying to get you guys on the screen.
Okay.
I see myself, but I don't see.
Okay, you might not be able to see us. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
How you guys doing? I mean, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
All right, good, man. All right, so I see you're a barber. Am I correct?
Yep.
That's a high quality barber.
Oh, I appreciate that.
There
he
you
is.
go. Hey, Antonino.
Now we got you, man. That is too funny, man.
So you're calling us tonight to discuss a giveaway that you have going on.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm approaching 3K followers. So the giveaway that I'm doing is basically I'm going to donate an hour of my time at Maestro's Classic headquarters in Bristol, Pennsylvania. So, I mean, it could be a male or female. They could be in, you know, cosmetology school. They can be in barbering school. Whatever, you know, the situation is, they can be in either or. And whatever it is they want to learn, it doesn't even necessarily have to be, you know, one thing. It could be a couple things. It could be, you know, how to sculpt a beard or, you know, a certain haircut that someone is not as confident in or they feel like they can improve. And this was something I've been thinking about for a while. I just haven't had the time to put it out there.
Okay.
So by all means, yeah, I mean, even if they want to learn, you know, the foot position, the body position, the finger angle, all that stuff is so important. And I always tell everybody that, you know, there's no stupid questions. The stupid questions are the ones that you don't ask.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. The only actual person that I actually see on social media that's doing something like this, but they're doing it, they're actually going to be doing it through a live feed, is Stay Gold. So
Sophie, yes, we know who she is.
yeah, so I had saw something like that she's doing, but she's doing it through a live feed, and she obviously has a huge following, so probably worldwide. So For me, I'm doing something on a local scale. So, it's restricted. So it's more for someone that's in the tri-state, New York, New Jersey, PA, Connecticut, kind of a deal where they can drive over and, spend a couple hours at Maestro's. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something a little bit different for the industry. I tend to see a lot of people do like a giveaway, whether it's clippers or hair product or a T-shirt. But I just wanted to approach it a little bit differently, something a little bit more personal. So that's what I'm doing. So it's gonna be February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, is gonna be. I'll choose the winner. Like I said, it could be male or female. It could be any age, really. I'm not looking for someone that has a huge following. It could be, like I said, it could be anyone that's going to show passion and.
What do they have
patience.
to do to enter the giveaway? Do they have
That's
to follow
that's what it's going to be like. And to enter the giveaway, I had posted, and I'll have to repost it and send you guys the post. Is that you just have to follow myself in Maestro's Classic.
Okay.
And the hashtag is Nino the Nice Giveaway. So we can see your pictures. And it could be any haircut, any beard style. It could be long, short, whatever. It could be a slick back, comb over, skin fade, crop, taper. It could be any of the haircuts you want. And they don't have to be perfect. It's just I want to be looking for something that someone is eager to improve, and I'm also going to improve myself with them. So I always tell everybody that, when I teach, I always tell everybody in the salon or class that just because I'm up in front of the class, it doesn't mean that I'm better than them. This is a very ego-driven business. So, you have to leave the egos outside of the salon or classroom or whatever it is, and we can all learn from each other. So that's how I approach it. So I just feel like lately in the industry, if you have someone, I'll be very careful how I say this, but it could be someone with a high profile or a big social media following, and they've have actually taught at an expo or seminar, and I just never understand that sometimes people always have something to hide, and like if you ask a question, they kind of go around it, and they won't really help you, make you feel comfortable and confident. So that's another thing I want to change is, for me, I want to give everything for what I have obtained through training through some really top hairstylists and barbers in the industry. So that's what I'm doing, and that's how I'm doing it. So like I said, the giveaway's February 14th is the winner. You just hashtag Nino the Nice Giveaway and follow Maestro's Classic and Nino the Nice. And that's it, man. We're just doing something special, something different. And like I said, I just looking for someone that's, willing to share the passion, willing to, even share their knowledge with myself. And that's it. Having a good time and, exchange social media and have a friendship and growing in the industry.
Yeah, that's
very nicely said.
ScissorSalute to you for sharing what you've learned.
Thank you. I appreciate it. ScissorSalute.
All right. So lastly, before you go, I just want to know how's the winner going to be chosen?
So like I said, once they hashtag, when they have the hashtag, you can see all the pictures under that hashtag.
Right.
So the winner, like I said, it's gonna be chosen whether it's male or female. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna be chosen by whoever puts the best haircut that they possibly can do, whether it could be any haircut or any beard style. And I'm going to have someone else also. I have a secret person that is going to choose as well.
Oh, super cool. All right. So, all right. Very, very nice. All right. Well, thank you for getting
So, yeah, I just want to do something special for everyone and just do something a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Try to give back a little bit to the industry. So.
All right, super cool. The headquarters, I'm curious to know about the headquarters of Maestro's headquarters. Is that where they manufacture their product?
So the headquarters is not where we actually manufacture it. It's that I believe is in Texas. But that is the hub of where everything comes in. You know, that's where Caesar, Joel Style, myself, you know, your teammate Al Uppercut, you know, a lot of those guys are in that building or, you know, come and do things in the building. So, and a lot of other big guest artists come in there, which is really cool. Yeah, headquarters, we just have everything there. All the beard butters, all the washes, all the clothing lines, the cool leather holsters. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yep, we saw you actually. I think there was a photo that they posted with you with one of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Van de Goat, he wears it too.
Van,
yes. Yeah, so yeah, it's just a really cool place. You haven't come down, have you?
I've never been there, no.
Oh man, you got to come by. It's such an amazing experience. It's a speakeasy, so you know it's from like 1890s. The building, it's very historic. It's got that very aged wood, and there's 2 rooms: Beard Proper, Beard Authority. And Beard Proper is more of your classic haircuts. Beard Authority is more of your South of France burst fade with designs. That's how you determine the 2. It's just really cool. I have a private room with my clients. It's very one-on-one. And then that's Beard Proper, and Beard Authority has 2 chairs in it, and it's more barbershop feel.
Very nice. Well,
and it's really cool. You can't just walk in the building. In order to get in, once you're in, then you make an appointment, and then you can go through the phone booth and then into the barbershop. So it's a speakeasy. There's a secret door behind the phone booth, and then that's what gets you into the barbershop.
That's cool.
So it's all by appointment only, which is really cool too. You can really cater to your client, which is nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Do you have any further questions?
No, thank you so much. So that's Nino the Nice on Instagram, and the winner will be chosen what date?
On Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah, on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
When is that again? What date?
You better
That's February
remember.
14th, man.
14th, right? Yeah, I better know that. That is too funny. Well, thanks so much, man, for calling in. We wish you the best of luck, and I look forward to possibly making a trip over to the Maestro's headquarters one day. And good luck, to anyone entering the contest.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for all the support. God bless, and we'll talk soon.
ScissorSalute.
ScissorSalute.
ScissorSalute. Thank you.
All right, so we're back. We're back. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's creating good karma out there, which is nice.
He's definitely a good guy. You could tell.
Yeah, he's humble too.
Very humble. And I'm a big believer in not hiding secrets, man. I think when I educate out there, I give everything that I have. I mean, everything that I have. I don't like to hold back anything. Somebody recently mentioned to me, man, they're like, man, you can't give away all the secrets. And I was like, you know what? To me, it doesn't scare me.
Yeah, but why not? What was their reasoning for that?
What was their reasoning for not? Well, because they feel that maybe, you know what, my clientele may want to go over to someone else. If you know what I mean. If I'm teaching, because I do classes at my salon every week. If I'm teaching someone and giving them all my secrets, then maybe it's possible that one of my clients might go over to their chair.
No, I mean,
That's
I
not
feel
your
like
client, then.
yeah, not only that, but I feel like you are the only one that can offer your service the way you offer it.
Yeah, you know what?
Regardless
I believe
of who
that.
you teach.
But I also think it's a sense of self-confidence. I'm confident enough to know that, look, I do the best quality job I can do each and every time on each one of my clients. If they decide that they want to go over to that styles and try them on,
So
by all means. But for every client that I lose, I will gain 2 more.
Right.
Amen.
You know, so that's the way I look at it.
It's true.
Let me tell you, that's the way I look at it. I'm never fearful of like, oh my God, if I tell her this, then no, I don't operate that way. I want her to be just as successful as I am. I want her to learn from the mistakes I made, so that she becomes a master barber at a faster rate than I became one. You know. So.
And there are enough people for all of us to be successful. I mean, there's so many people.
Absolutely.
For all of us to have enough clients.
Absolutely.
So.
And Harry works the same way that I do, in the sense that you build relationships with your clients. So you know what, maybe sometimes it's not working out with the client and they want to try somebody else, and you would want them to still get the same level of haircut or style with that other person and be happy, because that's the kind of vibes that we're trying to create out there. And just like he said, for every client that you lose because it just didn't work out for whatever reason, you gain 2 more that are going to be loyal and you're going to vibe with, and that's ultimately who you really want to work with anyway. So by training other people to work like you, it's just all good. It's the way it should be.
It's good karma, though.
Yeah.
And here's what I always say this. I believe in order to I believe you have to give in order to receive, you know, and I feel that, that's the only way. If I want to give you everything I have, somebody's going to teach me a technique that's going to make me even better.
That's right.
And that's the way I look at it. So, and so far, it's been good. Everything's been good.
Yeah.
I got a great clientele. I love my clientele. I'm very successful behind the chair. I'm very busy. And, I raise my prices every year and they stay. So, that's a good thing, but I also always want to make sure that, I have that level of quality of service never gets compromised. So back in the past, I did, have clients wait a little bit, but you know what? I've tried to, change that. And as I go through the years, I try to keep improving. So I think it's also self-improving and learning from your mistakes as well. So.
How important, because I work in a shop. I work in my brother's shop on the weekend. So we're like really gearing towards customer service. How important do you think that is to incorporate it into your
I think it's
daily
very,
routine?
very, very super duper important. I think even just, even just dressing up in a certain way, coming to them in a more elevated level, putting on a dress shirt instead of just a t-shirt, putting on shoes instead of sneakers. I think that makes you, it elevates you a little bit. And I think that helps. I think incorporating little special treats to your shaves, I apply a little bit, when I put the hot towel on, I apply a little bit of scented aroma. I think that makes a little difference. So finding little different ways on making the experience better, I think is super duper key. I'd love for you to touch on this as well. I mean,
a customer service is everything.
It is.
Because without customer service, you have no customers.
Right.
If you're not catering to their every need. And for me, a lot of my clients, it's more of a rapport where it's like therapy. And I really look forward to going into work every day that I'm in the salon, because I know that whoever I'm seeing that day, we need each other. We might need to talk about something or catch up on something, because my clients are really like my family. So customer service is like actually like understatement in comparison to the type of service that I like to provide, because we are literally like family. So, if you don't have good ethics and good customer service, you're not going to have any customers.
Right.
And here's one thing, this crazy stylist a long time ago I met, he made this, and it's coming back to me right now. When you go to a restaurant, okay, when you go to a pizzeria, okay, or a high-end restaurant, it's basically the same chicken. This is the way he described it, right? You're getting the same chicken from the same farm. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's the way they present it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So the one way it just presents where a place where you can't even sit down, and the other one they sit down, they have everything, your silverware on one side, they present it with a waiter. It's just
the experience.
It's the experience, right? So I think that experience makes a big difference as well.
Absolutely.
So definitely customer service, is key. It's going to be super duper key to your success. Absolutely. And trying to, always elevate that and trying to find different ways on how to make the customer experience better is going to be a key to your success.
Now, when you raise your prices, do you have a conversation with your existing clients about it, or do you just raise it and then they just...
Well, you know what I've done is I've built a routine where every year in January the price goes up.
Okay, so
I think
know
it's something.
to expect it.
So most of my clientele's been with me for about 10 years. It's becoming a thing where they know it's it's going to go up. Now I would say be careful how much you raise your prices. That's where you have to be careful. I think $3 increments is safe. You're not going to lose anybody at $3. $5, some people you may lose some people, but usually what they say is those people that leave are the bottom feeders. They're the ones that tip low. They're the ones that come late. So it's okay. You don't want those anyway. You want the best ones that really appreciate your customer service, appreciate your skill, and those are the ones you want to keep and hold on to. So bringing up your prices eliminates some of those. And sometimes it's scary, but honestly speaking, I think it's it's something that has to be done. And I've learned this. I was always fearful of raising my prices, but now I've come to a level of expertise where I know I'm providing the best quality service, at a reasonable rate that I feel that that's reasonable. So.
What about you, Danielle? Do you raise your prices?
It's scary, isn't it scary?
I based my prices in such a way. I just had this conversation with another stylist, Emily. ScissorSalute to Emily. I was helping her work out her. She had some questions business-wise for me that I was, getting into this conversation about. And I based my prices when I came out to Long Island in a way where it made sense for me as a chair renter, because when you're renting, first of all, it's hard to get into the mind frame of being able to take money from a client, because that's already like a little tricky, because you don't have, a front desk person completing the transaction. So being that one person that's providing all of the services and taking money at the end, some people, that's not for them. Like they just cannot feel comfortable with that. So when I came to Long Island, I based my prices in such a way that I wouldn't really have to increase my price point. What I did instead was I increased my skill set and my speed and learned how to overlap people in such a way that I can fit 7 people in 5 hours, and I don't need to raise my prices because I'm very happy with where they are. And so are my clients. And I also feel that when you raise your prices as a colorist, because a haircut and a color is obviously different levels in regards to pricing, you attract a different type of clientele, and I don't want to work with high-end attitudes. That's why I left Manhattan in the first place. So I try to keep my prices comfortable for myself and my clients so that I'm attracting the right type of vibe that works for me. I'm happy, they're happy. They're not getting their hair done because it's too expensive and therefore compromising how the integrity of their hair is because they're using a box in between services, because that matters too. And, I really I've been out here 4 years, I've never raised my prices. And, like I said, I've worked smarter, not harder. So this way I can take more people on. I've hired an assistant to help me out to fit more people in less time so that I don't need to raise my prices. So that's not something that everybody can do. But, if you can, it really will work out to your advantage and your clients because they're going to talk about you more and they're going to send people to you. You just don't want to price it too low where you're now a cheap stylist. I found like a middle ground where I'm like not too high end and not too low end, and I also don't do sales or anything like that or discounts. It's, this is the price and that's it.
It is what it is.
That's it. Because once you lower it or do a % off or whatever, then people feel like it should always be that price. And now you've created a mind frame that I just don't want to get into. So I keep my prices regulated and I'm happy with that.
Definitely discounting is dangerous. I've noticed that, when you do discount services, they always expect those discounts.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of like
really
a sale at a store,
really
right?
tough.
You're going to wait for the jeans to go on sale 50% before you buy them because it's going to happen. And they're like, well, why are they $100 to begin with? So, I just don't even go there, it doesn't make sense for me.
Very nice.
It's interesting to
so you see it from two different lights. You see it from two different lights. I think the most important thing is to find out who you are, find out, what your clientele is, what your demographic is, and then kind of figure it out from there. But do it very carefully. I think That's really where you have to figure out, you know, what, like, and she's happy where she is.
Right.
You know, I always feel like, you know what, I want more, you know what I mean? I deserve more, you know, so, but I am also at a very, you know, I'm at a reasonable rate as well. So, you know, with a reasonable rate that I'm at, I want to get to a certain level. So, you know, she started off at where she was happy. Right. I've always kind of been trying to climb.
work up to it.
So it's a little tricky, you know what I mean, in that sense. But, you know, I think the most important thing is getting back to the customer service. That's going to be the key to your success behind the chair, really, because they won't go anywhere. You know, and I a lot of times I'll be out of town, and I promote other. You know, I say, look, I'm not going to be here. They'll go to another barber or stylist, and they come back very unhappy, and then they value me even more. They're like, wow, okay. So you know, so that's really the difference. You know what I mean? Because I'm providing something that's high quality, as opposed to something that's mediocre. You know, so it's something to be said. And she does very high quality work. Let me tell you, she does. And her clientele, very, very nice, kind people. So and that's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want toxic people in your chair.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you bring any clients from Manhattan? Do they still come out to Long Island, or you kind of got just a whole new set of clients?
No, I didn't bring any clients with me from Manhattan. But I am from Queens, and a lot of people did follow me from Queens.
Okay,
yeah. So I had a little bit of a following, but when I came out here, I started off 1 month working out of a house. I built up 15 clients, and then I moved it over into your shop, and that was it. It just exploded from there. You know, like I said, you know, keeping the prices where they are and doing the right thing from the beginning is just going to keep your business like level and only moving forward and growing rather than dying off.
Okay. Nice. I need all the advice I can get because I'm just starting out. So we're going to run a couple of commercials and be right back with Dante, the financial. And he's going to be discussing the barber union and also a retirement plan for barbers and stylists, which we don't have. And it's really important for us to try and get that rolling because, especially us, we have babies. So when you have a baby and you don't have any disability.
Well, I don't have a baby.
No, you don't, but you.
She means I have the ability to have one.
Women.
Harry's like, wait, what happened last year?
I missed something there.
So, you know, it's important. We don't have a structured plan for barbers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, men and women alike, you know, to have a retirement plan and health benefits and stuff, that's an extra budget that you have to figure out in your business. So it's crucial. Because when we're not able to stand behind the chair anymore, what happens?
Right,
you know?
exactly.
That is true.
You don't work, you don't make money in this industry. So it's about what you save as much as what you make.
Right, and I think, you know, as far as what everyone else is offered, why isn't that the barbers and stylists are offered the same benefits?
Right.
So he's going to be talking about that soon.
Awesome.
Real quick, do I have a time to plug this in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so guys, for those that weren't tuning in earlier, I will be teaching a class in Nanuet, New York, okay? It's going to be this Monday, February 5th, and it's going to be from 9 to 12, okay? I'm going to be teaching you how to have confidence with your clippers. The location is 250 West Route 59, Nanuet, New York, and the phone number there is going to be 845-507-0093. All right, get your tickets. There's only a few left.
Danielle, do you have anything to plug real quick?
No, I think Harry said it all.
Okay. Where's your shop located at?
Funny.
I'm in Massapequa on Merrick Road. It's called
Massapequa.
Grand Central Hair Salon, right across from, usually everybody knows Carmela's Pizzeria, because that place is awesome.
I did go to that.
Carmela's.
Yeah, I did go to that pizzeria.
And I'm at American Barber Institute. And so come see me if you'd like to get a haircut.
Where is that?
It's on 39th and 6th.
Oh my
It's in
gosh,
the city.
I know a friend of mine graduated from there.
Yeah.
And I am at Annex Beauty and Beards on Merrick Road, 2576 Merrick Road.
What area
in Belmore.
is that?
I'm
in Belmore?
I'm in Belmore.
We're neighbors.
I'm in Belmore now.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Good to
come
know.
check me out. Come check me out. Come
Good to
check
know.
her out. Well, that's going to be a little tough to check you out.
Well, no, not at all. I'm there from 9 to 2.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, I'm at Paramount Styles in Dix Hills.
There
New
you
York.
go. Paramount Styles.
Oh,
That's that
okay.
Lou the Magician.
That's
on there.
right.
Lou the
Nice,
Magician,
nice.
That's
yeah.
what's up.
I think I do his girlfriend's hair.
Anna?
Yep.
Oh, that's my brother.
Oh.
See,
We
it's a
are
small
aligned
world.
today.
Wait, she told me about you.
See?
See, this is
It's a
such
small
a
world,
small
guys.
world.
It's a small hair world.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
right. That is too funny.
That's a small world. So commercial? I mean, what happened?
We are the commercial.
Are we all the commercial? All right, coming up next. Artwork that was made by someone very talented. He is a barber, but he is also an artist. Inspired right here, this clipper, inspired by the FX 880. I thought that was so cool, and this is something that I don't think you can find, so it's very unique, and it's a clipper that I truly love and use every day. So I figured, why not purchase this this beautiful work of art? It's really nice when you can display it. You can pretty much display this anywhere, and it looks beautiful. It all depends on what value things have, and it's weird, as I start to collect artwork, some people are like, what, are you crazy, you paid that much for that? It all depends on how much it's worth to you. So I definitely recommend you check out this artist. His name is Nesto, Nesto, and that's 156 on Instagram. Check out all the stuff that he has. He can actually custom make things for you.
ScissorSalute to everyone out there. I'm Dante Stevenson. Today's topic, I will be discussing tracking your funds. Before we get to the whole savings part of your funds, you need to track. You need to know how much you're bringing in. You need to know how much are you spending, how much that you're not saving. And today's segment is what I will be doing. Especially, first I'm gonna start with the barbers. Then I'm gonna go to the hairstylist. I'm gonna go to the makeup artist. But going to the barbers, if you're a barber and you have about 50 clients a week, and you charge them about $25 a haircut, that comes out to about, excuse me, have a little cold, people, excuse me. That comes out to about $12.50 a week. That's $12.50 a week that you probably don't realize that you're making off 50 haircuts at $25. This is for the barbers that's in that range. We're not talking for the barbers that charge $40, $50. We're talking for the barbers that charge $25 a haircut. So $25 a haircut for a week with 50 clients is $12.50. $12.50 times 4 for the month, you do about $5,000. That's $5,000 for the month. Only haircuts right now. We're not talking about shape ups, beards, or tips. This is strictly on haircuts for the month at $25. At $50 a client, so pretty much you would be cutting 200 heads a month to get $5,000. So let's go to the whole year. The whole year, just off of haircuts, $25, 50 clients a week. That gets you about, that gets you about 60. Hold on, you gotta excuse me. Nose is a little off, people. Pardon me. Sorry about that. That's about 62.5. So just off of haircuts alone, your base salary, or for $25 haircuts, if you're a $25 haircut barber at 50 clients a week, you should be at $62,500. Now, if you want to talk about shape-ups, beard trims, and if you're a barber and you charge $15 for a beard trim or a shape-up a week,
at 50 shape-ups, 50 beard trims, both together, that gives you about $750. Now you take that $750, you do $750 a week. So pretty much 50 shape-ups / beards for the month would be about $3,000. And let me go back to the year part. The year part, if you do 50 a week, I mean you work 50 weeks out the year. I know some of y'all might take vacations or snow days. You accumulate those days, that you might take off. That's like 10 days, 10 work days. So go back to the shape up. So for the year, that brings you about 37.5. Excuse me. So for the year, or for shape ups and beard trims, you had 37,500. Now, if you add the 37,500 to the 62,500, that gets you about 99,000 for the year. Excuse me, 99,000 for the year, or for shape ups. Now you want to talk about tips. So that means you have 100 clients that you see a week. 50 from the shape ups and the tips, and 50 for the haircuts. And let's say an average of each client give you $5 tips. So that's $5 times 100 is 500. So 500 for the month will get you 2,000. 2,000. That's 2,000. That's 2,000 a month in tip money. So, but let's do 500 times 50. 50 for the weeks. So that gets you about 25,000. So for you barbers that charge $25 for the haircuts, $15 for the shape ups, and you add the tip money, that gives you an income of $124,000 a year. By you not tracking your money, you're not realizing that you're making almost $125,000. For a lot of you barbers that don't have no high school diploma, that might came out of prison, that come from rough background, you had the ability of charging $25 a haircut, 50 clients a week, 50 clients that give shape ups and beard trims with tip money. You have the ability to make $124,000 with no college degree. You may not even need a high school diploma. You can have a felony, and you can make this money legally. Now I know a lot of you I know a lot of y'all may use booking. Y'all may use like bookies or book for appointments. But do know, by you using those appointments, you should claim those on taxes. The reason why if you don't claim those on taxes, for one, you're putting your information out there. The government sees how much you make off the booking apps. A lot of y'all don't realize that they see. Anything that goes on in technology, the government have full access to. So by you putting that you make 25,000, 30,000, and they see your numbers, and your numbers come up to about roughly about this, or close to 100,000, it's just a matter of time before they come knocking on your door. You owe such and such. We see how much numbers you're pulling in. So while you're lying on your taxes, so guess what happens? Two things are gonna happen. You're gonna pay that back, and there's a good chance you might go to jail. You pick. Hairstylists, your numbers is a whole lot higher, and y'all's a little tricky. So the way I figured, so per client, you might charge $65 per client. So $65 per client at 50 clients a week. It don't matter if you work 1 day or you work 7 days. This is if you go off for clients a week. And I know a lot of hairstylists go for their clients. So 65 a cut, $65 per client, $65 per client, and you say you have 50 clients a week, that gets you an income of a week of $3,250. Now you do that for the month, that's about $13,000. So, but let's do for the year. So for a hairstylist, that charges $65 per client and has an average of 50 clients a week. So so just like barbers, you work 50 weeks out the year. You know, you might go on vacation, need days off or whatnot. So that brings you for the year $162. Excuse me, pardon me. 162 for the year, roughly. As a hairstylist, if you're not tracking your money, you make it 162. Because remember, the 3,200, you times that about 50. That gives you 162. 162. Yeah. Plus, now if you want to add the tip money, that's another 24,000. But for hairstylists, I know that's light for hairstylists because I know I have clients that get up to $300 in tips a day. But if you're just going off for same analogy as a barber with the tips, $5 a client. So for you hairstylists, that's 162. 162 plus 24,000. That gives you about $188,000 for the year. A tax-free money, because a lot of you hairstylists also you don't file taxes. So y'all leaving a lot of money on the table by not saving, by just wasting and giving it to all of these name brand companies. Instead of building your brand, you're building somebody else's brand. Because all of that extra money. I know y'all might say, oh, I have bills, I have kids, this and the third. Don't worry, I got the breakdown of that. I got the breakdown. So let's say you a hairstylist or barber and you pay rent, $1,500 a month. That's $18,000 a year. I know you might say, oh, I gotta buy supplies, I gotta buy my booth rent. All right. Add that, that's 12 grand a year. Matter of fact, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, man. We're gonna stop with this excuses about why you can't save money. Because it's obvious that y'all making the money. Everybody know that you're making the money. But the question is, what are you doing with it? I know what are you doing with it. You're not building your brand. You're building somebody else's brand. You're not building wealth for your kids. You're building wealth for somebody else's kids. All you're doing is making the next family rich, but yours. You out here struggling. Struggling for what? How you got to struggle and you make 6 figures? 6 figures for doing what you love to do, and you struggling. I don't want to hear, oh, I have bills, this and the third, and a lot of you don't pay taxes. You can't sit here and say the government's raping you with taxes. You be in the system, and you still struggling. I understand y'all take these classes at these expos and shows. That's good if you're learning to know how to do their hair. It's not good if you're looking for them to pretty much help with your spending habit. Don't go to the class thinking that, oh, I'm gonna learn how to make more money. No, going in to learn how to color hair, to get better at fading. Don't go there looking for the class so they could help you, so you can figure out, yeah, I could charge more, so the more I make, now I can start saving. No. You got to start saving what you have now. You making enough. You can't say I can't get by. You can get by. You just choose not to get by. Well, excuse me, you choose not to do the right thing. Come on. Going back to, like I said, rent. Excuse me. Rent, $18,000 for the year. Booth rent plus supplies, $12,000 for the year. No car insurance. Let's say that's equivalent to $12,000 a year. We're doing all yearly. We're not doing the month. If we do the monthly breakdown, just off of what you make a week, you could pay your bills on time with no problem. Now, okay, let's go to fast food. That's another $12,000 that you might not realize. You eat a lot. You might spend $25 a day on lunch and breakfast. Let's go to groceries for the house. If you have kids, you're definitely gonna spend about $9,600 a year on groceries. About $800 a month. Because you constantly go into the groceries going to the supermarket, got to get milk. You got to get cereal. You got to get this. You got to get that. So understand, I know I have 3. I constantly stay in ShopRite. Now gas and electricity, combine that, $3,600. Then you want to talk cable bill. That might be $3,000 for the year. 36 wasn't for the month. That was for the year. Pardon me. Cable. Cell phone. Cell phone might be $3,000 too. Depending on your plan and depending on how many people you have, depending your whole cable situation, whole cell phone situation. That could go. That's another unnecessary bill that y'all don't waste so much money on. That you download. You done bought every app possible just to say your phone is good. Blah blah blah. But that's another story. But so that brings you up to about, for the year, your monthly bills. It's about $73,200. You gotta pardon me. 73,200 is your yearly bills. So if you're a barber and you bring in 124, so you have about 58. You have about 50,000 left, almost 51,000 left from your monthly bills. No, their handwriting is crazy, part in their handwriting, but don't worry about the handwriting. That's not the handwriting. Is just the art form. I'm not the greatest artist in the world, but I have a point, and this is my point. This 50,000, almost 51,000 that's left from paying bills. That should be going towards your brand. Should be going towards your family. Is it going in? No. Even if you save 10% of the 124, you're supposed to save at least 10%. That's about 12,000. If you don't have 12,000 in your account as a barber, your priorities is wrong. You out here, you're not grinding for all the right reasons. You're not grinding for your family. You might grind for them to look good, but come on, if something happen, will they be good? No, they won't be good. Because now if God forbid something happen to you, that lifestyle you created for them is gone. I'm gonna keep preaching this forever. Because a lot of you young entrepreneurs don't get it. You don't understand. As a barber, you leaving by not saving is 50,000. That should be in your account every year. Almost 51,000. 51,000. Like I said, the handwriting, man, listen. I should have been a doctor. Almost 51,000 a year that you're leaving a tax-free money. But who am I? Who am I? I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help. I would never judge y'all. All I want to do is help. Help build your brand. Help build your family brand. On that note, please go to my Instagram. I'm Dante Financial, DONTAY_FINANCIAL. I need y'all to go sign that petition. Petition it's not about right now. It's not about the moment. Excuse me. It's about your future. It's about what's really important. It's about your family. I'm gonna keep stressing the family because, like I said, I have a family. I would hate to see one of y'all, or I would hate to go on my Instagram and see a GoFundMe because you were so selfish and so naive to point away for your family. I hate that. I'm gonna just put it out there. I don't support GoFundMes. Reason is you make enough money to put away, so it won't be a GoFundMe. But do you choose to put it away? No. What do you choose to do? You choose to slave 10, 12 hours a day in a shop, then go give that money to somebody else to build their family name. You're not building. If you are Juan the Barber, you're not building Juan the Barber the brand. What are you doing? You're taking that money that you made that you done stood on your feet for 10, 12, 13 hours. You take that, you go give it to Mr. Knight. Mr. Phil Knight. In case a lot of y'all don't know who Phil Knight is, that's the owner of Nike. I like Phil. Ain't nothing personal. Just let's get that out the way. Ain't throwing no shots, but this is what's going on. There's a lot of empty savings account. But for y'all, for Warner Barbers, for all the barbers out there, you might have a -0 account in your account. But for the Phil Knights of the world and the owners of Reeboks and whatever brands, they have about 7, 6, 8 zeros in their account. Courtesy of you. Courtesy of y'all slaving all day at your shop or at your job to rush every Saturday morning to go buy the latest pair of Jordans or Nikes. You're not building your family name, you're building Mr. Knight family name. You're building his legacy. You're building his wealth. While you stuck in your apartment trying to get the rent money up because you're so busy looking good for the gram. The gram for most of you individuals out there, the gram is not gonna get you no money. Let's keep that. Let's put that out there if you don't know. It's 2018. If you're not doing your business right, the Instagram will not help bring you no income. So don't think by you looking good on the gram that looking good on the gram is gonna bring you income. No, it's gonna bring you the likes. It's gonna bring you what you're asking for, attention. It's not gonna bring you what you need, which is life insurance, health insurance, retirement, IRAs. It's not gonna bring you investments. It's not gonna bring college savings for your kids, cause you throw a picture up there, you do it for the likes. Man, y'all live in a fantasy world. There's no social, like I said, social media. If it's not bringing you any money, then for me, it is. I'm not gonna say it's a waste of time, but it's just you do it for the wrong reasons. The right reasons are your kids. You made that vow to them. That vow when you first picked up your son or daughter, when you first held them, that you would give them the world. But are you giving them the world? Are you doing right with your money? Are your priorities in order? There's 50,000 left on the table. Hairstylists, I'm gonna get to y'all next time. But barbers, we're gonna focus on y'all. Y'all leaving almost 51,000 on the table. That 51,000, it's not even in your account. That 51,000 is in the account of, like I said, probably Mr. Knight or whoever one of these CEO brand companies. I'm not saying you got to stop wearing Nikes. No, you got to balance. You got to balance your spending and your saving. But what you should do is save more than you spend. Because if we was playing Monopoly right now, a lot of y'all want to make it the first go around. The first go around, you get the extra $200. A lot of y'all want to make it going up to the jail part. Because you have the money, but what are you doing with it? So, on that note, it's been real. Until next time, ScissorSalute. And don't forget, please sign a petition. Go to my Instagram page, Dante, DONTAY_financial, FINANCIAL, and sign that petition, please, because we need these 5,000 signatures. I speak to a lot of people all the time. They said, why the numbers so low? Part of the numbers is low is I'm gonna be real. We out here. I haven't been on my job at that, but at the same time, I'm bringing the need to the industry. I'm not trying to shuck and job nobody. I'm bringing what's needed. So with that being said, if you know you need this, sign. Right now, it's not a commitment. It's just to gain the interest. If you talk about you need life insurance, you need health insurance, you wish the industry would have a union or something like that, this is what's being brought to you. But you got to be committed. That's one of the words we're going to talk about next time, about being committed. But please sign. I don't mean to I don't mean to talk y'all to death, but this is stuff that I feel that I need to address. That there's a lot of six-figure barbers out there that y'all don't realize because you don't track your money. You don't see what's going on.
Yeah, you look nice. You look really nice.
On that note, ScissorSalute.
He was charged with I watched this dude change his life, man.
Just growing up being a silly kid with my brother, just wanted to be a different kid and have fun. Make my mom, my grandma proud. Stay out their way. For the news, the music videos, actually being in motion pictures. Just wanted to think outside the box and be different than everybody else. For the fans and the supporters, wanted to build my own brand.
Being in a barber, he's one of the most inspirational people I've known. The man runs marathons, he raises great kids, he gives the young homies advice.
Welcome back.
ScissorSalute. Danielle, you have some things to share with us?
Yeah, you know, the last time that I was here last year, we spoke about just taking care of your health, your posture. You know, it's super important to make sure that you take care of yourself first because that's how you're going to give your clients the best care in return. I always like to use the analogy of the airplane with the oxygen mask. You know, who do you put it on first? The person next to you or yourself? You put it on yourself first because if you pass out, you're no good to anybody. So I actually did a cryology session today. You guys ever heard of this?
That's where you go into that frozen chamber.
I went into a frozen chamber and it was cold, but it's supposed to be like really good for healing and you know, repairing your muscles and ligaments and all that stuff. So I went to this place in Babylon called Cryology Total Body Wellness. So ScissorSalute to them because they have infrared saunas and they do facials and salt therapy and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So I just checked them out today just to see how the session was, and you know, so far so good. It was kind of cold, but you know, all in all, a good experience. And they have a deal going on for an intro special for $25. So if you guys want to check that out, it's Cryology Total Body Wellness in Babylon.
So you were, how do you dress? Do you wear like
no clothes because you can't.
You're just cold and
you are cold. You have on socks, slippers, and gloves, and that's it. You could wear underwear if you want to, but you really want to have, I guess, everything exposed just so that it penetrates where it needs to go. So you can't have any metal on, so anything that has metal you have to take off anyway. But, you know, you go in and you like stand in a booth from like the neck down and it's cold. And that's really it.
How long is it?
I did 2.5 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad unless you're in it and you're just like, oh my God, because it's really cold, yeah. But it's supposed to be really healthy for you. So we just wanted to talk about a couple of things like that. I've been going to Fountain. You guys familiar with Fountain at all?
No.
So that's like a place that focuses on the pH level of water. They got me off of using plastics completely. If you notice,
so you don't
like
use
I
plastic
carry,
bottles anymore?
nope, I carry a glass bottle with me. There's a lot of carcinogens and cancer-causing agents that are in your water and your bottles and even like your Tupperware when you're microwaving it and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of 2017 just being mindful of my health so that I'm not sustaining injuries that are going to prevent me from being behind the chair. Because obviously if we're not working, we're not making any money. So in regards to that, I also just wanted to give another scissor salute to Sandy, because Sandy, as I've become a yoga instructor, attended one of my classes and she enjoyed it so much so that she wanted me to come and teach in her salon. So what I'm doing starting in February is I am pretty much formulating classes that are going to be targeted towards hairstylists and barbers in particular, working on stretching out and, you know, loosening up the areas that we work the most.
So salute to that.
Yeah, because, you know, our shoulders and, you know, backs that lead down to the hips and the sciatic nerve and stuff like that. You know, you'd be surprised what a little bit of stretching could really do for your body and really the stillness of your mind as well. So we're going to be doing that every other Monday night at the Perfect Cuts 2 in Seaford. So you can contact me. I'm styled_by_Danielle on Instagram. I always advertise my classes that I teach on there. I'm in Belmore 2 days a week, every other Monday night at 7:30 and Tuesday mornings at 9:15 teaching yoga. I'm also doing a beginner workshop in Amityville at the studio that I took my yoga teacher training at. So that's the information for my Monday night and my Tuesday class that you're seeing right now in Belmore. And from February to May, every other Saturday, I'm going to be doing a beginner workshop that's really catered towards my zero-level beginners to help them cultivate a practice so that they become confident beginners at the end of it. And really, my clients are the ones that drove me to want to put this together, because over the years they've seen how much yoga has changed my life mentally and physically, and all I hear from them are, I want to do yoga but I'm too out of shape, I'm too this, I'm too that. So I really want to teach people that yoga is your practice. It's something that you build upon. It's not something that you just go and all of a sudden you're flexible. It's a work in progress, just like learning how to do hair is and anything else that you want to become successful and professional at. So, you know, keeping your health in mind is super important. And, you know, like I said, we're going to be doing classes geared specifically towards stylists at Sandy's shop in Seaford. So if there's anybody local out there that's looking to give it a try, you guys could contact me and we'll set it up.
Scissor salute to that. And $120 for 8 weeks, that is not bad.
Yeah, that works out to $15 a class.
Yeah, that's
and it's
not
an
bad.
hour and a half class that's going to be a 30-minute discussion on really the ins and outs of why we're doing what we're doing. And I'm breaking down all of the stuff that I learned in my 200-hour yoga teacher training into a real basic level for people that really want to know and understand why breath is important, why posture is important. And, you know, I feel like when people know why, just like how I do in hair, I teach people everything that I know, just like Harry, about what I know about hair. And it leaves them open to make the best educated decision on what the next step should be for them. So I'm pretty much taking my philosophies that I put into hair, and now I'm putting it in the mindfulness of the body in yoga. Nicole Morris, that we're looking at right now, that's doing microblading, she is a fellow yoga instructor that I met at Afterglow Yoga in Amityville. And I love her. We're soul sisters. She started on this venture of microblading, and I support her 1,000%. I let her work on me today. I love the results, and I'm happy to see her crossing over into the beauty field now. So that's really exciting for us.
So this is new for her?
This is new for her. She just got her certification. She's in the process now. You actually have to have your license to tattoo in order to microblade, which I wasn't aware of. So it's a dual certification here where you're licensed as a tattoo artist and you're also certified as a microblader. So this is a super, you know, she's really educated in this area. And, you know, you really just don't want anybody working on your face.
So she's a tattoo artist as well?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I mean, look at my eyebrows.
Well, it's a form of tattooing.
Yeah,
absolutely. It is a form
100%.
of tattooing. Now, the interesting part is, so you have to get a license, but now can you go through just taking a course to get that license? How exactly does that work?
In regards to the tattoo?
In regards to the microblading.
That was a weekend certification that she did. I don't know if they're all a weekend or if they space it out otherwise, but she happened to do a weekend certification that enabled her to, you know, be able to work on people.
Interesting.
And then now it's going to be coupled with the tattooing license in addition to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
ScissorSalute
It's a big deal.
Nice,
Yeah.
Now, does that work hand in hand with if she wanted to do the micropigmentation in the scalp, where a lot of the people that are going bald?
That's a great question. I actually wanted to know, are you limited to only doing eyebrows, or can you also help people that have hair loss and thinning at the scalp as well? Are we able to ask her that question?
She might do.
All right, we will find out and we will get back to you as soon as we can.
We have Braids by C on the cut cam.
Braids by C live on the cut cam.
Nice.
Yes, she's a braiding specialist. Another avenue of hair that I really admire, because I mean, not only can you braid it, but you could also design it. I mean, so many cool things you can do. You can add hair to it to really create something extravagant. Really, I've seen some cool things. I've even seen people put like images in the hair, like skulls. I mean, the design patterns, just an amazing thing that I admire. I wish I was really good at this. This is something that I hope to actually become skilled at in the future.
Yeah, it's really tough. I can imagine on your hands alone, just gripping the hair like that and working with small areas and, you know, the way that your fingers move and stuff like that. You should be doing yoga and stretching out
a lot of people
your
end
hands
up
for your
getting-
carpal tunnel. Because
they get carpal
really?
tunnel.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
I never knew that. You know, I figured it becomes almost like muscle memory. You know, once you start to do it, it's just like kind of second nature.
But you know what though, when it's cold and you're putting a lot of grip on, you know, on that hair with your fingers and stuff like that, it's definitely got to take a toll on you after a while.
And braid services, a lot of times they take hours. Like when I had my locks in, it took like 9 hours. So that's a lot.
That's
on
like
somebody's hands.
So they're putting a lot of, they're definitely putting a lot of effort and time and just a lot of strength. I mean, I'm sure you'd be pretty tired after 9 hours. I mean, really just working and gripping, just even gripping that. But also, you know, you're using your mind a lot too, I think. So there's a lot of mental strength that takes as well, because you're designing something. It almost looks like she has a design right there.
Yeah, she did. You know? She looks like she started to pre-braid it before she got here, so she's just finishing up.
And she's adding there. That's not all her hair, right?
No. So what that does, that hair that she's adding in, especially when people have a softer texture hair, that helps hold the braid together.
Interesting.
Because otherwise it'll just slip out.
And also gives like some depth and some density to it as well. Because like my hair is very fine, so if you braided my hair like that, it would look like a little nothing.
Yeah.
You'd have to add a lot of hair into mine to get. I envy that. I wish that my hair could braid like that. That would be beautiful.
So, no, it looks good, you know, and the designs I've seen, spiders, you know, another great braider, Gengi. Gengi is very good. I don't know if you guys know who she is.
Badse Cuts, he's at
there's a
King
lot
of
of
Blades, he's good.
There's a lot of great braiders out there. I mean, I give them a lot of credit because definitely it
Look
takes
how neat
skills.
that is.
Right. And then this is also the foundation to, if you're experienced with weaves, you know, you have to be able to braid close and tight to the scalp like that to be able to do a sew-in. So this
do you
is a
do
skill
sew-ins,
set.
Danielle?
No. You know what? The school that I went to Empire Beauty School in Manhattan, and most of the students that I went to school with were really good at this kind of stuff. So I learned how to do it before I even learned how to do anything else. And because I didn't practice it, because that's just how, you know, this type of stuff is. If I had to do it right now, I would be so sloppy. I would never be able to braid like that.
So what do you do, the tape extensions?
You know what? My philosophy is I'd rather work with the integrity of a person's hair and get it to the length and fullness that God gave them in a healthy way, because I feel like anything that you're going to add to the hair, just like eyelash extensions, you know, they're attached to human hair, and once you remove it, it's going to be compromised on some level.
Compromising the integrity.
Yeah, and I'm just so not about that. My philosophy is really to work and improve on integrity, because no matter what color your hair is, if it's not in good shape, it's not going to look good. So my first and foremost thing is integrity.
I can definitely attest to that, because I am a weave addict.
Mm-hmm.
And my hair started to fall out. Like
Yeah.
it just would never grow.
Well,
So-
because when you have it attached to the same spot, you know, over and over again, it's going to weaken that area. And once you have it in, it's kind of hard to work away from it because you really want to always have that
Yeah, you
fullness
get
and that
used to
length.
it.
And it's heavy on the hair. So it's, you know, you got to have it done right.
Very, very nice.
Okay. So Braids by C is finishing up.
Braids by C. Where is she located? Where is she from?
Casper Cuts in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Wow,
Yep.
Brooklyn girl in the house. Sunset Park. Very nice. Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
What time is it?
That is too funny. You know, the most random thing is I met somebody today. They dropped a bunch of stuff on the sidewalk, and I ran over to help him out. And he asked me, "Were you born here in Wandsworth? Because that's where I live." And I said, "No, I'm from Queens." He's like, "Oh, you know, I'm from Sunset Park. I grew up all my life there."
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, and now
Yeah, a lot of
we
people
are.
from the city are out
A
here.
lot of things are aligning on this show tonight. That's for sure.
That is too funny. I wonder for what does a service like this cost? Something like this.
Can
that
we
she's
ask
doing.
her?
If you wouldn't happen to know?
Probably. I mean, you know, braids
Give me
like
an
this
estimate,
are
you think?
probably like maybe 75 to 80.
$75?
Yeah.
And how long does this take usually?
It doesn't look like she has that many braids in her hair, so maybe like 2 hours.
Okay. About
80,
$80.
oh,
So she,
75
it
to
was
80,
close.
yep,
It was close. She went up with the 2018. She
Yeah.
increased $5. That is too
Dante
funny.
would be happy about that.
That's it, yeah. That's right. We gotta get in touch with Dante. Oh man, that is funny.
That looks beautiful.
It really
Yeah,
does.
it really does.
It's a work of art. It really is. I think as hairstylists, barbers, we are artists, you know, and so many different forms of hair artistry. I mean, there's not just one. There's so many, you know.
Oh, here comes the good stuff right here.
What's she doing?
This is the art right now. Look at this.
Yeah, oh
Oh
boy.
my goodness.
Her head
Strength.
is in pain right
Yeah.
now. I can see it.
It's okay.
Girl, I know. It is rough. Look at
There we
She's
go
trying
again.
to
Pain
keep
is
it cool.
beauty.
See,
you
my
know?
hair's so fine it would snap right off. If you did that to my hair, I wouldn't have any left.
It's really nice. It almost feels like it looks. Man, it's really, really cool. Really, really
That's
cool.
like
She put some
theatrical.
color in
Right,
there
I was just
too.
thinking like a theater, right?
Yeah.
I picture seeing her like in a
A
costume.
movie, yeah.
That's too funny.
That's awesome. Can we pan back to Nicole and check out where she's at with the eyebrows?
Look at her. She is like, oh.
Beauty is
scalp is
pain,
on
man.
fire.
Beauty is pain. Another painful procedure we have going on over here. Microblading, yeah. This is a very meticulous. You have to have a certain eye for
Super
this.
detailed, yeah.
It took her, what, an hour, right?
It
She's
took
been
her an
doing the whole
hour,
show.
and also what I learned from getting it done myself is that, you know, there's also, she's now playing the part of a colorist as well, because there are different colors that you have to choose from, and she makes and mixes them.
Right, 'cause
so
she-
she's gonna match them to your eyebrow color so that it blends in perfectly. So like that's a big deal, because if you choose the wrong color, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
because the
look
color that she has on her eyebrows matches perfectly
perfect,
with her
right.
hair.
Right.
I mentioned that.
Danielle, how long does this microblading last?
So there's a touch-up that's involved, I think, within 4 to 6 weeks of the first initial application. And then thereafter, it lasts about a year.
Do you have to keep paying for the touch-ups, or is that like
That depends
a
on,
package?
I guess, the freelancer and how they work it out, if they give you a base price or,
minute.
you know, it depends on really, I think, the person and how
So we
they
got 1 minute. It's 5 minutes.
they structure their business.
He said we only have. All right, so we're gonna. All right, so it's gonna pan back to us, or?
So we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. It was
Yes, it's
so
an honor and a
amazing
pleasure,
working with
as
my
always.
co-host, Harry Houdini.
Harry Houdini at you can find me on Instagram at Houdini Style. I got a Houdini hair page also, so you can find me on there. But it was an honor and a pleasure. I like being here. I think we make a great team, guys.
Yeah,
by the way.
this was
For
really
real,
fun.
it was
I just
really
have to
fun.
learn a few more things, but
Oh,
you
please,
know.
hey, listen,
We all have to learn stuff.
We
Yeah,
live
that's
and
what
learn
we're
every
here
day.
for. Once
Absolutely.
I get my license, then, you know, I'll be
We'll
a
have a
professional
party.
like
We'll
you
have
guys.
a ScissorSalute party.
That's it. ScissorSalute party.
And Danielle, your Instagram?
Styled_by_Danielle, or on Facebook, styled by, one word, Danielle.
Scissor salute to Eli. See you next week. Better be here.
That's right,
We miss
guys.
you.
And don't forget to check me out this Friday.
Oh, and Irene.
This
Hi,
Monday.
Irene.
And Irene.
We miss
Hey.
you.
Okay. That's it. We're off.
Yep. Scissor salute.
So salute, everybody.